A 200-pound Bullmastiff with a wrinkled face, a gold chain, and absolutely zero interest in personal boundaries. Everyone told Morgan the same thing when she brought him home. "He's too much. He's too big. You can't handle that alone." She thought they might be right. That was 14 months ago. And on a Wednesday night at 2:47 a.m., this dog did something that made every single one of them go completely silent. Morgan didn't go looking for a 200-pound dog. She went to the shelter looking for something small, something manageable, something that would fit in her apartment without rearranging her entire life. She found Titan instead. He was sitting in the back corner of his kennel, fawn-colored with a black mask and wrinkles so deep they collected shadow. His previous owner had surrendered him with a single note attached to the file: "Too much dog." 3 families had tried before Morgan. The first lasted 9 days. The second made it 2 weeks before calling the shelter at midnight, saying they couldn't do it. The third returned him on a Sunday morning without explanation, without eye contact, without looking back. Morgan stood outside his kennel for 6 minutes. Titan didn't bark, didn't pace, just sat there, looking at her the way a person looks at someone they've been waiting for. "I'll take him," she said. The shelter worker blinked. "You live alone?" "Yes." "He's 200 pounds. "I know." She signed the papers and drove home with a dog that took up the entire back seat and fogged every window within 4 minutes. The first week rewrote every rule Morgan had ever made for herself. Rule 1, dogs sleep on the floor. Titan walked past his bed on night 1, stepped onto the couch, and lowered all 200 pounds onto the cushions with the slow confidence of someone who had already decided this was his. The couch sank 3 inches. Morgan sat on the floor. Rule 2, no dogs in the bedroom. By Wednesday, Titan had pushed the bedroom door open with his head, walked in, and settled onto the left side of the bed, Morgan's side, and looked at her from across the room as if to say, "Your move." Morgan slept on the right side of her own bed for the first time in her life. Rule 3, meal times are separate. Titan sat directly beside her chair at every meal, his enormous head level with the table, amber eyes tracking every forkful from plate to mouth. He never begged, never whined, just watched, with the focused, patient attention of someone who had strong opinions about her nutritional choices. By the end of week 1, Morgan had lost her couch, her side of the bed, and any remaining belief that she was in charge of anything inside this apartment. Still here but haven't subscribed yet? Honestly, that stings a little. Hit that button. You're gonna want to see what happens next. But here's what nobody tells you about dogs like Titan. The same dog who steals your pillow at midnight is also the dog who notices things you don't. The same dog who generates enough body heat to warm a room and drools a puddle the size of a dinner plate is also paying attention, constantly, to everything. Morgan worked night shifts twice a week. On those nights, she'd come home at 2 a.m. to find Titan sitting by the front door. Not sleeping, not pacing, just sitting, in the dark, in the quiet, waiting. Every single time. She started timing it. He was always there. Whether she came home at midnight or 3 a.m., whether she'd been gone 4 hours or 8, Titan was at the door. She mentioned it to her friend once. Her friend laughed. "He thinks he's your husband." Morgan looked at Titan. Titan looked back, gold chain catching the light, absolutely unbothered. She didn't argue. Some bonds don't need explaining. If this is making you feel something, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. The night everything changed was a Wednesday in February. Morgan had been home 3 hours, already asleep by 11 p.m. Titan stretched across the left side of the bed like a warm, breathing wall. The apartment was quiet, the kind of quiet that feels safe, the kind you stop noticing until it's gone. She woke up at 2:47 a.m. to Titan standing over her, not barking, not growling, just standing there, all 200 pounds of him, with his face 6 inches from hers, staring. Then he stepped off the bed, walked to the bedroom door, looked back at her and made a sound she had never heard from him before. Low, urgent, not a bark, something older than a bark. Morgan followed him. He led her to the kitchen, stopped in the middle of the room. The sound was still coming from him, low and continuous, like an engine that wouldn't turn off. His body was completely still. Only his eyes moved, from Morgan to the stove, from the stove back to Morgan. Back and forth, patient, certain. Then she smelled it. Gas. The back burner had been left on a fraction, not enough to ignite, but enough to have been filling the apartment for hours. She opened every window, killed the main valve, and stood in the cold February air at 3 a.m. shaking. The fire department came. The officer told her straight, another 2 hours and she'd have been looking at something far worse than a cold apartment and a shaken night. Morgan sat on the front steps with Titan beside her, his massive shoulder pressing against hers, and didn't say anything for a long time. She didn't need to. Titan is 5 years old now. He still owns the left side of the bed. He still supervises every meal. He still sits by the door when Morgan works late, in the dark, in the quiet, waiting, same spot every single time. The gold chain was a birthday gift from Morgan's sister, who said if he was going to act like the man of the house, he might as well dress the part. Titan wore it with complete dignity, no argument, no hesitation, like he'd been expecting it. Her friends stopped saying too much a long time ago. Her mother, who called every week for the first 3 months, asking when Morgan was going to get a normal dog, now asks for photos every Sunday. Last month, her neighbor knocked on her door and asked what breed Titan was. Then she asked where Morgan had found him. Then she asked if the shelter had any more like him. Morgan smiled. "He found me," she said. Not every dog that follows you room to room is being clingy. Not every dog that refuses to leave your side is too much. Sometimes they're paying attention to things you can't smell, can't hear, can't feel yet. Sometimes 200 pounds of wrinkled, gold-chained, couch-stealing dog is exactly the right amount. If you're thinking about a large breed, don't let the size scare you. Let the character decide. Give them time, give them space, and pay attention to what they're trying to tell you because they never stop talking. You just have to learn the language. Does your dog act like they own the house, or do you own the house? Tell me in the comments.